There is an organ in your body that scientists did not even agree was worth studying seriously until about 15 years ago, and it might be quietly influencing your mood, your immune system, your skin, and even how anxious you felt this morning before you got out of bed. It is not your brain. It lives in your gut, it weighs about as much as your brain, and most people are accidentally starving it every single day. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what it wants, what wrecks it, and why the yogurt aisle might matter more than your multivitamin. Quick ask. If you want more videos that cut through health noise like this, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments if you have ever tried probiotics or fermented foods and noticed a difference. It genuinely helps me know what to cover next. Now let's get into it. Meet the organ you never learned about. You have trillions of microorganisms living inside your large intestine right now. Bacteria, mostly, along with some fungi and viruses, collectively called your gut microbiome. If you could isolate and weigh them, you would be holding somewhere between 2 and 5 pounds of living organisms, roughly the same as your brain. For most of medical history, this was considered background noise, digestive leftovers, nothing worth serious research funding. That assumption has completely collapsed. In the last 2 decades, gut microbiome research has become one of the fastest-growing fields in all of medicine, and 2026 research keeps adding new layers to a picture that already looked strange enough. Your gut bacteria help digest fiber your own body cannot break down. They manufacture certain vitamins. They train your immune system from childhood onward. And increasingly, they appear to talk directly to your brain. That last part sounds like science fiction. It is not. It is called the gut-brain axis, and it is about to change how you think about a bad night's sleep, a stressful week, or a stomach that twists into knots before a big presentation. The gut-brain connection explains slowly. Here is the mechanism, and it is worth sitting with. Your gut and brain are connected by the vagus nerve, a long nerve pathway running directly between them, carrying signals in both directions. Your gut bacteria also produce neurotransmitters, including a striking majority of your body's serotonin, the chemical most associated with mood regulation. Most of it is not made in your brain. It is made in your gut. Researchers have also identified short-chain fatty acids, compounds your gut bacteria produce when they ferment fiber, which appear to have anti-inflammatory and even neuroprotective effects. A 2026 study analyzing the microbiomes of healthy adults found something quietly remarkable. People reporting stress, anxiety, depression, or sleep problems showed distinct and measurably different gut bacterial communities compared to people without those symptoms, including a broad depletion of the very fiber-fermenting bacteria that produce those protective compounds. Now, pause here, because this is exactly where hype and honesty split apart. That is a correlation, not proof that fixing your gut fixes your mood. Scientists still do not know for certain which direction the arrow points. Does gut imbalance cause the anxiety? Does chronic stress reshape the gut? Or is it a feedback loop running both ways at once? Most researchers in this space now lean toward the third option, a loop, not a one-way street. But here is what keeps this from being pure speculation. Randomized controlled trials, the gold standard of research, have started testing this directly rather than just observing it. One well-designed trial gave students a fermented milk product containing a specific probiotic strain during academic exam stress, and measured actual changes in their gut microbiome afterward compared to a control group. The effects on microbial communities were real and measurable. Whether that consistently translates into meaningfully less anxiety across the general population is still being worked out, and the review literature is honest about that, calling current evidence for probiotics easing mood promising but still inconsistent. So hold 2 truths at once. The biological pathway between gut and brain is real, mapped, and increasingly well understood. But the promise that popping a probiotic capsule will reliably fix your anxiety is still ahead of where the science solidly stands. Fermented foods, the ancient technology hiding in your fridge. Long before anyone had a microscope, humans were fermenting food, not for health trends but for survival. Cabbage became sauerkraut and kimchi. Milk became yogurt and kefir. Soybeans became miso and tempeh. It kept food from spoiling in a world without refrigerators. And it turns out that same process was quietly seeding these foods with living bacterial cultures. Picture kimchi actually happening, cabbage packed tightly with salt, garlic, chili, sitting for days as naturally occurring bacteria multiply and transform it, tangy, slightly fizzy on the tongue, alive in a way a fresh vegetable is not. That fizz, that sourness is bacterial metabolism you are tasting in real time. Recent research, including a major review published in Nature Reviews Microbiology in 2026, has been mapping exactly what these bacterial communities do once they reach your gut and even your mouth, finding that the specific microbial ecosystems within fermented foods appear to support immune function and support a healthier balance of bacteria beyond what an unfermented version of the same food provides. This lines up with earlier landmark research, a widely cited Stanford study that tracked people eating a diet high in fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kombucha, and fermented vegetables, and found measurable increases in gut microbial diversity alongside decreases in certain inflammatory markers. Changes that a high-fiber diet alone did not produce in the same time frame in that particular study. That detail matters because it challenges an assumption a lot of health content quietly makes, that fiber alone is the whole answer. It might not be. Fermented foods appear to bring something distinct to the table, live cultures actively colonizing and interacting with your existing gut community, not just feeding it. Fiber, the unsexy hero nobody wants to talk about. Speaking of fiber, let's give it its moment because it might be the single most underrated variable in this entire story. Fiber is not digested by your stomach or small intestine. It travels intact into your large intestine where your gut bacteria ferment it, and that fermentation process is exactly how those protective short-chain fatty acids get made. Different fibers feed different bacterial species, which is why nutrition researchers increasingly talk about eating a wide variety of plants rather than obsessing over one fiber supplement. A commonly cited target in the research is around 30 grams of fiber daily, yet global surveys suggest most adults get roughly half that. Here is the myth worth killing right now. More fiber is not automatically better, and more probiotics are not automatically better either. Suddenly flooding an underfed gut microbiome with a huge fiber load can cause bloating and discomfort, which is often exactly why people quit high-fiber diets in the first place, mistaking a temporary adjustment period for a permanent problem. The honest advice from gastroenterologists is not go big immediately, it is build gradually and build variety: beans, oats, lentils, berries, vegetables of different colors, because different bacterial species are, in a very real sense, waiting to be fed different things. The immune system angle nobody expects. Here is a fact that surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it. Somewhere around 70% of your immune system's tissue sits in and around your gut. Not your bloodstream primarily, your gut. This is not a coincidence of anatomy. Your gut lining is one of the largest surfaces in your body in direct contact with the outside world. Technically, food, pathogens, and everything else you swallow passes through it, and your immune system essentially trains itself there, constantly sorting friend from foe. A gut microbiome in good balance appears to support that training process, helping regulate inflammation rather than letting it run unchecked. A gut microbiome that is chronically out of balance, a state researchers call dysbiosis, has been associated with more systemic inflammation and altered immune responses in a growing body of literature. This is part of why gut health research keeps getting pulled into conversations about allergies, autoimmune conditions, and even skin conditions like eczema. The links are active areas of ongoing research rather than settled science across the board, but the general direction, a gut in poor shape correlating with a less balanced immune response, has held up across multiple lines of evidence. Separating signal from supplement aisle noise. Now let's talk honestly about probiotic supplements, because this is where marketing gets ahead of biology fastest. Not all probiotics are created equal, and this is not just a disclaimer, it is the central finding across the research. Effects appear to be strain-specific, meaning a benefit shown for one particular bacterial strain, in one particular study at one particular dose, does not automatically apply to every product labeled probiotic on a shelf. A capsule with billions of a poorly studied strain is not inherently more powerful than a well-studied strain at a lower dose. This is general information, not personalized medical advice, and anyone with a chronic digestive condition, an autoimmune condition, or immune suppression should talk to a doctor before starting any supplement regimen. The uncomfortable truth: many wellness brands will not lead with whole fermented foods in several comparative contexts, have shown effects on gut diversity that isolated supplement strains have struggled to match, possibly because fermented foods deliver a whole community of interacting microbes and beneficial compounds together, not just one isolated strain in a capsule. Bringing it all together. So here is where all of this lands. Your gut is not a passive digestion tube. It is an active, communicating ecosystem, wired directly into your brain, tightly interwoven with your immune system, and shaped daily by what you choose to eat. The science in 2026 is more confident than ever that this connection is real, and simultaneously more careful than ever about overselling exactly how much any single food or supplement can do for your mood or your immunity on its own. What does hold up consistently across studies? A diverse, plant-heavy, fiber-rich diet. Regular inclusion of fermented foods not as a miracle fix, but as a genuine, evidence-supported piece of the puzzle. Patience, because gut changes tend to happen over weeks, not overnight. And skepticism toward anything promising to fix your anxiety, your immunity, and your digestion all at once with a single scoop of powder. The real story is quieter than the headlines, and honestly, more interesting. There is a living ecosystem inside you, shaped by every meal, talking to your brain through a nerve most people have never heard of, and the way you eat this week is already changing who lives there. If that does not make you look at your next meal a little differently, I am not sure what will. If this helped the gut-brain connection finally click for you, subscribe, because we are going to keep unpacking the body's most misunderstood systems, one honest, science-backed video at a time. I will see you in the next one.